guys, welcome back to the Bro 4 Squad podcast. This is episode 9. We're going to get after today with some comic book movie news. I am your host, Jeff Hornacek. Alongside me, the other two bros, Matt Geiger and Brian Banner, the mad scientist. We are pumped to have you on today and excited to do a little lifting and get some of the gains in here with some comic book movie news. Let's go around the horn first. Matt Geiger, guy who's going to be spotting me today. Matt, what's going on? How excited are you to get into some of these topics that we have?
I'm pumped, man. It's New Year, New You. That's our motto. We didn't steal it from anybody else.
Nope, no one has ever said that.
DC didn't get that memo, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Banner, I know that this is a little light on. Well, actually, no, it isn't. This is kind of right down your alley with some of the Fox.
No, this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'm jacked for today. Like, we know it's going to be a good show because my shirt's not on.
Or just that it's going to be a show in general because your shirt isn't on.
Every show must be good.
You know, the problem is since I can't see your lower half, you may never actually be clothed when we do these. It's kind of concerning.
I'm actually have thermals on tonight. See,
it'd be better. It would be better if you were naked, and that is a good segue.
He's the Tarzan of the podcast. He just needs a loincloth and hair.
That's about it. He's about as civilized as well, guys. So if you've not listened to us before, welcome. We are very glad to have you. We are just three bros talking comics, movies, and comic book movies. We always like to divide the show up into 3 topics. The first one, of course, is the most important thing to all bros out there, and we call it Chest Day. That's where we are going to take the hottest news button topic from the week and just get it off our chest. So let's dive right into it. As always, we get our news from GeekstreamHQ.com. You guys should go check them out. They break everything, whether it's comics, movies, video games, you name it. So, to get things started, rumors have started to percolate around the Deadpool 2 sequel. It is yet to be titled, although I can imagine the title will probably be something hilarious. That Pierce Brosnan, that's right, 007 from GoldenEye, is on the tops of a short list to be cast as Cable in the sequel hitting theaters sometime next year. Now, this is obviously, the casting of Cable is a big reason why former director and director of the original Tim Miller left the project. So guys, I gotta ask you, 2 things. If this ends up being the case and Pierce Brosnan is Cable, what the fuck happened with Tim Miller leaving the project? Was it anything to do with him? And do you approve of Brosnan? And third, whether you do or don't, just because we're here to have some fun, I need a fan cast from you right off the bat. So, Banner, you are a resident Fox guy. I'm going to put the ball in your hands. What do you got for us?
look, if the only reason that Miller left the project was over the casting of Cable, and Ryan Reynolds, for some reason, only wanted Pierce to be Cable, I totally see why he's leaving. I don't think Pierce Brosnan has it. I don't think, first off, at his age and what has he done recently, I don't think he can get jacked enough to play a Cable. Also, have we ever heard him not have an English accent?
No.
I mean,
we haven't.
Have we ever wanted to hear him not have an English accent?
Exactly.
It's a better question, I think.
I heard him sing in Mamma Mia, and I still wake up with cold sweats in the middle of the night from it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brosnan gave us the best video game in the history of video games.
Did he give us that?
Yes, the reason that we have like the Call of Duties and all that shit today is because of GoldenEye 007 on N64. That's the first-person shooter, and it still holds up today. I digress. Back to Deadpool. I don't like him as Deadpool personally. If that is the only reason that Miller left the project, I think that's a little bit. That may be a little petty over one casting. Like, hey, we're going to give you everything else, but you don't get the one cast you want. Are we doing fan cast now? Or
we're going to do it right now. You have to cast Cable right now because we're going to assume that the earth will be burnt to the ground by angry fans if they announce Pierce Brosnan.
All right. Right now, I'm going to go Adam Baldwin. From Firefly, he was in Chuck, Full Metal Jacket back in the late 80s.
Is he one of the Baldwin brothers?
No, he's actually not related to the Baldwin brothers.
Okay, thank God. That would have been an instant sell.
No. He plays Jane on Firefly. He does more TV stuff, but he was in Full Metal Jacket back in the late 80s.
Okay.
He's currently on The Last Ship, which is a TNT show. It's pretty good.
Michael Bay EPs it. I think we can all agree there's got to be like 1 or 2 Baldwin brothers lurking around out there that none of us know about at this point.
Yeah, there's like the Cooper Baldwin.
Okay. I'm down with that. I kind of want a relative unknown for this part, although I'm going to completely contradict that when I fan cast. Geiger, what are your thoughts on this? On if Brosnan gets the role, and then I'm sure you have a better idea than that as a possible cast for Cable.
First, I'll talk about Pierce Brosnan. Now, you guys are going to talk to 90% of our fans. I'm going to talk to the other 10%. You know him as 007. I know him as the guy who fucked Mrs. Doubtfire's wife on the show movie Mrs. Doubtfire. That's
God
where
damn, I forgot about that shit.
You should never forget about that.
God.
Do I think he's a good cast? I just watched Deadpool last night. If they're making fun of X-Men, which is a very fucking ballsy move from Fox since that's one of their properties, I agree with it since Cable is basically a future version of Jean Grey and Cyclops' son. And he has an English accent, which Jean Grey in Apocalypse struggled to fucking get through for my girl from Game of Thrones. So that'd be kind of funny, I think, if they made fun of that.
That would be hilarious.
I guess this is coming from the DC side of me that a lot of Fox fans and Marvel fans can't believe that Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller had this bromance and got Deadpool pushed through. Where I saw today 42 rejection letters from Fox until they got this fucking movie greenlit. That they could not follow suit with this, but I disagree with you as a DC fan. Coming from a DC fan, I know you guys shit on this, but the villain is very, very fucking important, and if you don't agree with it, you don't have a movie. So if they don't agree with the villain, I believe Kyle Chandler was the name that Tim Miller wanted, which I totally disagreed with, the guy from Friday Night Lights and the cop from Wolf of Wall Street. I don't think he'd be a good Cable at all. So my fan cast, I'm going to go with my boy Ron Perlman, man. He was in Hellboy. That's a movie that you guys need to vote for against the original Thor that's on our Facebook for our comic movie Maddness tournament. He was also in Sons of Anarchy. He's my favorite character besides Charlie Hunnam. He was played Clay Morrow. He's a very, very good actor, a very good character actor. I just don't know where they're going for this. Are they trying to go funny? If they're going to go funny, yeah, cast Stallone or fucking,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, cast Schwarzenegger. If you're trying to go serious, cast someone like Perlman. Those are my thoughts on it.
The cool thing about Perlman, too, is early on, he was linked to wanting to play Cable, like advocating, like, hey, man, let's duke this out. I want to be Cable. I don't remember who he was. They had like a little Twitter battle about it. I don't remember who it was.
Geiger,
but he wants to do that.
It's interesting that you say that. I don't know if Cable's going to be the villain in this. He's always been kind of more of an anti-hero. That's certainly a way they could go. Maybe he's the villain in like the first few acts, and I guess that would be a little bit different. The way that I looked at this is, number one, Pierce Brosnan. It's his accent that is tough for me. And then the other thing is, when I think of Cable, maybe the reason I want a relative unknown is I want someone that kind of disappears in the role. When I see Pierce Brosnan, part of this is because him being James Bond was an iconic role when I was a kid. Another part of it is he really has not done anything of note since that movie. So all I see is 007 from GoldenEye in the role. I don't think I'll ever see Cable.
He has that star power.
Which is kind of my main issue.
Yeah, it's kind of like having Will Smith as Deadshot. I just see Will Smith. I don't see Floyd Lott. Exactly. I understand that. So, but are they trying to go comedic, or are they trying to actually cast a good Cable? That's where I don't understand where Ryan Reynolds... This is Ryan Reynolds now. We don't have Tim Miller anymore. Where's he trying to go with this? I have no clue.
It's his ship, and he's driving it. Now, I have a fan cast for Cable that's going to be very polarizing, but if you need someone to be crazy, to be old, to be grizzled, and in his last movie, he showed that he can still kick some ass. Wait for it. Mel Gibson is my Cable.
Wow.
That's who I need. And if you saw him in Get the Gringo, he still can kick some people's ass. It probably won't happen.
That's so controversial, though, dude.
I know. But Fox at least isn't Disney, so maybe they can forgive his anti-Semitic comments a little bit more than anyone else. All right, guys.
I semi-agree with you. It's just so controversial with all the shit he has fucking done that I think Ryan Reynolds actually pushed for him, didn't he?
I don't know. But I kind of agree with you. Kind of the worst thing to do a movie like this that's already had a ton of controversy would be add Mel Gibson to it. That doesn't really seem...
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand the problem.
Yeah.
It could be funny, though. It's rated R, so usually people that are seeing rated R movies aren't like heavy Christian people or heavy any Jewish people or anything like that. They're just going to... I mean, obviously, if you're going to go see a rated R movie...
They want to be entertained.
You might get some black jokes. You might get some religious jokes and stuff like that. So I can see where you're going from that.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
If they turn Deadpool 2 into like a Blazing Saddles kind of a vibe, how fucking funny would that be? If we got like a
Mel Gibson's,
superhero
like, making fun
blazing
of himself
saddles,
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key. If Gibson can come in and make fun of himself, then I'd be down for the role. I don't know if he has a sense of humor, so we'll see. All right, guys, that'll do it for our chest day topic. We now move on to the one thing that you have to do after chest day, and that's drink your protein shake. So, threw a topic in the blender. We are going to shake it up. This is kind of old news, but now that it's official, I wanted to get to just kind of refresh it one more time. So, Geekstream HQ reported and confirmed a few weeks back that David Ayer is now officially the writer-director of the Gotham City Sirens movie, the pseudo-sequel to Suicide Squad, which will feature Margot Robbie reprising her role as Harley Quinn, alongside the yet-to-be-cast Poison Ivy and Catwoman. So, guys, we don't need to dive into this too much because we did do it in a previous episode, but now that we know for sure David Ayer is coming back to direct Robbie as Harley Quinn and also writing the script, are you more excited or less excited for this movie? And more specifically, Geiger, if he hasn't killed himself by the time the question gets to him, what does this mean for the DCEU, and then what's going to happen after it if it does well or doesn't do well? So, Geiger, I'll give you the floor for a filibuster. What do you got for us?
All right, first off, I'll bet my left nut in the house that I'll hopefully own someday when I make a lot of money that this movie will not be good, but it will have the best fucking trailer of the year. I'll just bet that, because that's what Suicide Squad was. Now, with David Ayer, he's kind of like the coach in the NFL that just went like 7-9, didn't make the playoffs, but like, hey, we kind of like where you're going, so we'll give you another fucking movie. It's not like he's doing a good job, but they don't think anyone else out there could do something well. I don't want to totally run the train over David Ayer because I have been really adamant on this podcast that Warner Brothers fucks everything up for DC, and it's not Ayer. If they let him do his thing, I'm very interested in seeing a fucking... He did Training Day. If he does a Training Day type Gotham Sirens, I'd be interested in seeing it. That's what I thought with Suicide Squad, but then Warner Brothers fucked it all up and added Enchantress hula dancing in like the third fucking act. I'm excited about seeing this, but coming from a Batman fan, Warner Brothers needs to branch out. They are doing a total DC universe, but honestly, besides Justice League, the only thing they're really focusing on for me is Batman, and I'm kind of getting sick of it. They need to branch out more, in my opinion.
Banner,
but the movie will suck.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing the extended cut of Suicide Squad, I can see how he gets another shot. The extended cut, which, again, that's kind of, in my opinion, one thing that DC... or really Warner Brothers does, is they cut a bunch of shit, so you're like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. And then you see the extended cut, and you're like, oh, I kind of get it now. And
which that shouldn't always have to be the case, you know? Like,
no, it shouldn't always be the case. Like Geiger, like you said, I hope...
good money to see the shit on opening night. Do it right the first time.
I agree. And hopefully they just let him go off and do his thing. If we get a Training Day, or like even a U-571, which is a fantastic movie.
Great movie.
If we get something like that, I'm totally down for that. That'd be great. Or a Fury. If they can do something like that and bring that into the comic book world and make that movie, that would be fantastic.
Sorry to jump in, guys, again, but not only will this have a great trailer, it'll be well casted too.
Yeah.
I guarantee it'll be well casted, but there's somewhere in it that Warner Brothers just doesn't get it. They're the team that does not know how to win the fourth quarter. They know how to play, but they do not know how to win the fourth quarter. It'll be well casted. It'll have a great trailer. It'll have a great initial script, but they'll fuck it up somehow and cut out a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and you took it out of my mouth. I think that a lot of this also rides on who they cast as Poison Ivy and Catwoman. Because
in the casted, but they'll still fuck it up. How can you get a better Joker than Leto? They still fuck that up.
I think for me, Ayer doesn't really move the needle that much. I was pretty underwhelmed with Suicide Squad. To your point, Geiger, a lot of his past work, especially Fury, I thought was incredible. So we know that he has the potential as a great filmmaker. I like Harley Quinn. I loved her in the animated series. I just don't think this is a movie that I really want to see. And you can call that misogynistic, but I actually think the female aspect is something I really want to see. I would rather see like a Birds of Prey with like the Huntress and Black Canary and maybe some of those other characters. But to me, I mean, the most interesting part of Harley Quinn is her dichotomy with the Joker, how they have that love-hate relationship. You can take him out of the movie and still make it interesting, but I just don't know what the plot is here. I'll probably reserve all my judgment until I see the casting, and yes, I'm going to see it opening night. I'm a hypocrite, but I'm just not as excited.
We'll do a review on it at midnight, for sure.
We'll
Jeff, I want to ask you, though, if Suicide Squad was the movie, and Banner, I'll ask you this too, if Suicide Squad was the movie we thought it was, that the trailers indicated, wouldn't you be pumped as shit to see this with Poison Ivy and a new Catwoman?
Yeah, absolutely. And more so knowing that Ayer was in charge of it. I don't know what his and Warner Brothers relationship is like in the editing room, so it's tough.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that we would be if same thing with like Batman versus Superman and Man of Steel. All these have amazing trailers. If the movies delivered what the trailers were selling, DC could possibly overtake the MCU. I don't. They haven't delivered though, and they can't though. But trailer for trailer, DC is better. Movie for movie, sorry they don't have it.
But you can only ride so long on potential. Potential. You need to. When I pay the $30 to see this on opening night in 3D, you need to show me.
Don't tell me.
Show me that you can make a good film. Don't tell me in a trailer.
I'll say this: Margot Robbie is one of the hottest actors going today, and I mean that in more ways.
Very well as Harley Quinn.
In more ways than one, she crushed Harley Quinn. I'm excited to see kind of the all-female led type of movie. I hope that they don't just do it as fan service and lip service to that. And we know Poison Ivy and Catwoman will be cast well, so when that gets announced, obviously we'll have to talk about it again. All right, we're gonna wrap things up with one question that bros always ask one another. Banner, what do you think that is?
You even lift, bro?
Do you even lift, bro?
Lift, bra.
That is our question segment with the fans where we like to interact with you guys. So before
you even lift?
Yeah, we have established that, Banner.
Lift,
The answer is maybe. So, last thing before we let you guys go, and this is pertaining to this weekend at the movies, where hopefully we will see you guys. But TextCaliber88 is the username coming at us, and he says, guys, Split starring James McAvoy comes out this weekend. With M. Night Shyamalan writing and directing, and his last few projects being Wayward Pines, The Visit, After Earth, and The Last Airbender, is this his last shot to prove to you that he might still have something left in the tank? Banner, what do you think? Just reading that list is like hard to get through.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think there's any way he has anything left in the tank after reading that list. I think that his name and the movies that he did earlier in his career, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, took him a long way. With that being said, I'm going to see a Split this week, and I actually already bought my tickets. It looks so good. I think the fact that McAvoy is in it is a big seller for me. And in the trailer, and we just got done talking about this, the trailer sold me on it. I hope that it actually delivers.
Yeah, Geiger.
M. Night Shyamalan has lost me about 10 years ago. He was really good before, but hey, man, not everyone can be great for years and years. But the thing that sold me on it, piggybacking off Banner, is Professor Xavier McAvoy. And just the trailer, it just looks to me like a crazy-ass movie. It looks like a Silence of the Lambs for our generation. The only thing that scares me a little bit is that it is PG-13, which I think is Shyamalan's way of trying to get a little more money than if it was rated R, just to show producers, hey, I can still do this. But I'm excited to see it, and stay tuned because me and Banner will definitely do a review on it because we're going to both see it opening night.
I think the most scary part about how ice cold M. Night Shyamalan has been is I just read a list of bad movies he's done like the last 10 years, and we left off of it The Happening and Lady in the Water. So
Jesus.
That just shows you that the streak goes back even further than that.
I've got another M. Night. While we're talking about, I got another M. Night Shyamalan rumor that I heard. So the Duffer Brothers, who did Stranger Things, they got kind of their start on Wayward Place.
Wayward Pines?
And Pines, whatever. I didn't watch it.
I watched that whole season. I can actually speak to it.
Anyway, the Duffer Brothers directed a couple of those episodes. M. Night wants them to return the favor, and he wants to direct a couple episodes of Stranger Things in season 2. And let's hope that he doesn't.
So Wayward Pines was good. It had a big twist, but the twist was like in episode 3 of 10. So after that, there was like no point in watching it. To finish my original point, I'm with you guys. Yes, M. Night Shyamalan is like the girl who like you hooked up one summer you were home from college, and every time you come back, she like texts you, and you're like, no, but all right, come to the bar we're at. So I'm gonna go see this movie because James McAvoy's in it, and it looks really intriguing. And I hope that there's a twist at the end. And I hope it's not something where I roll my eyes. I'm gonna go see it. I'm worried that I'm still gonna be giving this guy chances when I'm 60 years old. But
M. Night Shyamalan is fat with big tits, basically.
Exactly.
He's gonna turn into a werewolf at the end. I'm calling it right now.
All right, and that is how we will end the podcast, guys. We are the Bro 4 Squad. Thank you so much for listening to us. Be sure to check us out on all platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, Bro 4 Squad, 3 words. Same on iTunes. Subscribe to us there, like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Check us out at broforcesquad.com, and as always, we get our news from geekstreamhq.com. Check them out as well. I'm Jeff Hornacek for Matt Geiger, the Enforcer in the Post, and the mad scientist Brian Banner. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
McAvoy's gonna be all like blue like the beast and shit.